Welcome back to another episode of If I Die Tomorrow. I'm so glad you joined me. Last week I gave you a challenge about doing one thing. How did that go? Did you feel any better? Did it lessen some anxiety? Did it make you feel like you don't have to procrastinate on everything? I'll tell you, it did help me a little bit. See, I have to take my own. We're having conversations. It's here to improve my life just as much as it is to improve yours, or I would hope help you improve yours and give you something to laugh at, because you're not the only one. It did help me. I was dreading actually completing quite a few tests, but I did it. I was also putting off some work I needed to do on a Halloween decoration. And I was glad that this actually helped motivate me to keep going. So that was how the challenge went for me. And I hope it went as well for you. So again, I do look forward to hearing. Because now we're going to tackle another topic. No way, right? Well, what would we be doing if we're not tackling something else? So this question isn't just about facing our fears. It's a powerful tool for a deep clean, not just of your house, but of your life. It's about decluttering your time, your energy, and your mind from the things that don't truly matter. I know, big. You didn't think I was going there with that, but I did. Think about your daily life. How much of it is filled with tasks that feel like an obligation rather than a choice? Now just ponder that for a second. I mean, if you were to make a list, how much of it really feels like an obligation and not just a choice for you? Which that in itself is a hurdle, but we can expand on that. But how many times have you said yes to something you didn't want to, spent hours on a project that didn't excite you, or scrolled aimlessly on your phone when you could have been creating something? We get so used to this mental clutter, the noise, that we don't even see it anymore. It just becomes our normal. And again, that's where our question comes in. If I die tomorrow, because decluttering, it forces us to ask, is this activity or task or commitment something I would be bothered or affect me negatively if I didn't finish it? And if you can't answer yes to that it would be something that would negatively impact your life, you have an answer. And if you can say it would have no effect, then guess what? You have your answer too. And when you add in that you have limited time, it makes asking that question and answering it so much easier. And when you answer some of it, don't always try to have I don't know. Some of us, it is so ingrained to just say yes, to, almost like people please, or we feel that part of that giving is part of our identity. And by not doing so, we struggle with that. It is a struggle. I will be on the struggle bus for that personally myself. So when you're asking yourself, try to go with the first answer that pops in your head, because we can always talk ourselves into something else. I do it all the time. Most of us have heard of Marie Kondo's method of decluttering by asking if something sparks joy. We can apply the same principle to our schedules and our mental space. Instead of asking if a pair of socks sparks joy, ask if a meeting, a social media habit, or a long-standing commitment sparks joy, or at least serves a purpose you genuinely value. Granted, I know we can't always just say no when it comes to work. We have to do it. It is an obligation. We already know that going in. It's not a choice. And since we know that, we can deal with that more appropriately. But other things in our life, we can ask this. And we should ask this. It is your time after all. So how can we apply some of this to real life? So instead of mindlessly consuming content, even though thank you for listening, ask if you would regret not knowing what someone had for lunch. Or if somebody wore a blue dress today. Or, just the things that are on social media. Some people use it as a journal, which I think is a beautiful thing. But not everybody needs to consume that to the point of it stops them from having their own life. So if you can answer no to some of the stuff that you're consuming, it's a signal to close the app and do something that brings you joy or closer to your goals. Now, when we're talking about obligations, so the volunteer position that you dread, that friend who only calls when they need a favor, ask yourself, would I regret saying no to this? And again, I told you I'm not a big fan of the word regret. So, would it negatively impact you, or would you feel horrible to say no to it? If you'd feel more peace and freedom by saying no, that's a sign to let it go. Your time is a precious resource. Don't forget that. Now we're going to move to the mental to-do list. We carry around so much mental baggage. The little things we should do. The old grudges we hold for some unknown reason. Does nothing for me, but the worries about the future. Hey, let's add more anxiety, right? Using this question helps you shed that weight, that burden. If I die tomorrow, would I regret not being more stressed about something that I can't control? Absolutely not. Nope. But I've got to be honest with myself, and that's what you need to do too. We just need to be honest with ourselves. And I would say look yourself in the mirror and ask these questions, but I'm going to tell you something I've just noticed recently. And I don't know, and maybe this will spark something in you or make you ask the same question, but I've noticed recently when I look in the mirror, I don't actually look at myself, if that makes any kind of sense. I will see if I have food in my teeth. I will make sure I don't have any black marks on my face, but I don't actually really truly look at myself. Do any of you guys do that? I mean, it's just, and maybe it, I don't know why I don't. And I don't think it's something like I don't like what I see in the mirror or anything like that. I just, maybe it goes back to where I really just don't kind of care. I mean, I want to be, I want to look decent. I want to look presentable, that kind of thing. But I just don't, do it. And it just dawned on me that I really don't. I mean, when I look at myself in the mirror, I don't really look at myself. So I brought up a question and it fit into what we're discussing. So I thought I'd ask, because maybe it's just me. If it's not, let me know. If it is, let me know and I'll have to figure out how to deal with that one. But, anyway, if by using our question and trying to shed some of this weight and understanding what I'd be okay with being less stressed about, it can help practice mindfulness and focus and put you in the moment. You're all in and you're very present. Now, I will say that sometimes the reason we don't do that or we feel stuck isn't that we're not doing enough, but that we're doing too much of the wrong things. The first step toward action isn't always doing more. I know that seems like an odd paradox, but it really, if you stop and think about it, I'll give you a second. Sometimes it's it's acknowledging that you're just filling your life with more noise. And if you're willing to do less, you can let go of things that don't serve you so you can make room for things that do. You're here. I've said it before that I believe with every fiber of my being that we're here to love. That's our purpose. And not just ourselves. It's to love others. But if you're not finding joy in doing for others, giving to others, you need to reflect and figure out what you need to bring that joy in. Find your spark and your light so that you can share it. And maybe it's about finding your passion. Maybe it is with writing. And so you can share that. And so then you are serving yourself as well as the people of this world and the people you care about, or the volunteer position that you think you need to do. I am going to give you another challenge, a call to action, if you will, that maybe this week identify one thing that you can let go of. See, I'm asking you to let go of something. Please don't be the podcast. Please don't be the podcast. You have to let go of something that will lighten your load and bring you joy, whatever that may be. And this one thing, it could be a habit, an obligation, or just a piece of mental clutter. And make space for yourself. And I think that's a pretty good thing. I will tell you that I have been doing this, and I did let go of a habit. And I'm very proud of myself for the habit that I let go of. And it's not easy. And there are some days that I just think, oh, it'd be so much easier if I just kept doing that. But it didn't bring me joy. And actually, it was just hurting me more than anything. So I'm glad I let go of it. And I'm so glad that you joined me today for another episode and another question and some more ideas on getting through this life with a smile on our face, light in our souls, and joy to share with the world. As always, be kind, be grateful, stay humble.